I wanted to make a video about a 50 MHz oscillator, but in the meantime I got problems with my car. It stood still for a too long time and the car battery went down, the voltage went down to a too low value, approximately 12 volts or so, or 11.5, I don't know that exactly. So I had to find a way to charge my car battery and keep it in a good condition. And that's the reason why I made this circuit. I have to say it's completely experimental, very experimental, only the first stage. I have to develop it further, but perhaps it's interesting to show for all people that want to do experiments in electronics. You see the meter from my the milliampere meter move. It constantly sends in approximately 100 milliampere in this battery. And the power supply is this. Here you see what happens on the scope. It is a kind of DC-DC converter, but very elementary. The gray box here in the middle is a relay that's driven by a multivibrator that's here, and you can hear it click approximately one time a second. And what it does is this. We have here the 12 volt small car battery, and in fact we are charging two capacitors for one moment. This is the relay switch, the other relay switch. So for one moment we charge both capacitors to 12 volts by the small battery here. And on another moment, 1 second later, we close this switch and we open this switch. And then we have two charged capacitors, each from 12 volts. So the total voltage is 24 volts. And the energy that's stored in the two caps is driven into the car battery. And that's a big car battery in principle. I have to test it all further out whether it works, but the principle works. That's what I've tested now. So you hear the relay click. So these switches click constantly. One opens. While one opens, the other is closed, and while one is closed, the other opens. So constantly the capacitors are charged and they deliver their charge to the battery that has to be charged. And in this demo circuit, that is this battery. In the real situation it will be a car battery from approximately 50 ampere hours. The principles are, by the way, very simple. This is the multivibrator, drives the relay is here. One switch closes while the other opens, and vice versa. The only problem is that you must not discharge this battery completely out. Don't drain it completely out. This will ruin the battery that in a later phase must charge your car battery. So you need a timer, or be very careful to switch it off when the voltage has dropped to approximately 12 volts. And the relay driver must be driven on a very low frequency, approximately 0.5 up to 1 Hertz. And that's what you hear now. Here is one cap that's charged. Here is the other cap charged. Both approximately 3300 microfarad. When they are switched in series, they deliver approximately 24 volts to the battery at approximately say 50 milliampere. I have to say that I made this multivibrator, and when I did not bridge the relay coil by this very high value capacitor from 470 microfarad, the relay did not switch but started to oscillate. And that had a good property. The charge current was very high, approximately here, so 300 milliampere or so. But an oscillating relay is in fact not stable for a very long time. Could be that such an oscillating relay dysfunctions after, say, 1 or 2 years. But when you want to do experiments, remove the cap, this cap that bridges the relay coil. And now constantly current is sent into this battery, so it works. That's the most important thing. And here we see the battery voltage, and it has already gone to approximately 15 volts. And that's in fact far too high for this 12 volt battery. So I have to switch off that battery now, because I don't want to ruin it. But in real, this is a car battery, and a car battery from 50 ampere hours is no problem in this case, I think. Of course, also that car battery must not be overloaded or overcharged or over voltaged. So I hope that this circuit, this principle, is useful for everyone that wants to do experiments. Charge 2 capacitors in parallel and discharge them in series, so that the voltage goes up. And of course, when you want to make such a circuit in a sophisticated way, you can change the switches from the relay by transistors.